coach them. And then the other side of it is there were other players that were more highly rated than some of the guys I've coached, yet my guys seem to have that opportunity to go, and we encourage it. So we've been fortunate that way.
Right here, please.
Hey, John, can you talk a little bit about how much of a good eye-opening reminder Cornell's run was last year, just to show your players and, how deep and dangerous an Ivy League team can be in this tournament?
I'm really trying to get us to just worry about us right now. They know how good Princeton is. They know, and again, from us talking to the kind of shooters they have, the kind of game they played, they've won 25 games. I mean, you're talking about a really good team that's well coached, that defends. But I want them focused on us. Just look, if we come out and play as well as we can, and we don't win, what are you going to do? You walk on. Last year, we hit in the NCAA tournament. We were playing well, shooting well, and we hit it 0 for 32 stretch. Second half against Cornell, 0 for 12. The first 20 shots against West Virginia, 0 for 32. Well, stuff happens. And I'm just trying to make sure that this team is in the right frame of mind to approach the game, and let's do our best. Let's worry about us.
We'll go over on this side now, please.
Cal, you spent all season long pointing your kids to this tournament, talking about this tournament. Do you step it up a notch once you get here? I mean, do the nerves kick in? Do you feel differently when you get here?
Preparation, I get, like today, I was really anxious. And last night, anxious as I'm watching tape and trying to figure out, you can't spend 2.5 hours now. You got an hour and 15 minutes. Maybe some do, I don't. But you have an hour and 15 minutes to get in what you want to get in. And so every practice has got to be sharp on the point. And then you got to stay focused on us, not so much on the other team. So I get anxious. But when the games start, everything that we were supposed to do or go over, I feel comfortable with, and then we just let them play. At the end of the day, I want my team having more fun, and we just said it in the SEC tournament. You have more fun than any team in this tournament. If I've done my job when people watch us play, they just say that team's having fun playing. And at the end of the season, that's what I've tried to do everywhere I've coached. I want my team having more fun playing basketball than anybody.
Up next, we'll go back here.
Coach, this field here in Tampa has two of the most storied programs in college basketball, yourself and UCLA. I know you knew what it was like to compete against Kentucky for years. Now that you're in the seat, what have you learned about what it's like to be in that seat and be part of this show that is Kentucky basketball?
One, you're temporary. The seat's not changing. You're here for a short time and do the best you can in the job. And the other side of this job is that it's more than just coaching basketball and going to your office and watching tape. It entails more than that. This kind of job or at UCLA, you got to say, bring it. Let's go. None of it, I love it. And I do love coaching. I'm humbled, and I think that I tell Dr. Todd and Mitch Barnhart that I just truly appreciate this opportunity. My mother passed in November and got a chance to see me before she passed coaching at Kentucky. And it is a storied program. And I'll tell you, that's, the opportunity to be here and be a part of it and be a part of the Big Blue Nation and see and know that they live and breathe with every basket. It's the whole state moves on a made basket and a miss. We understand it, but that's what makes it Kentucky. There's nothing like it. Nothing like being a part of it.
We'll go on this side now, please.
With all the focus on the freshman players, the three guys who were up there before you, how important have they been to you, and what are you looking for them, especially this time of year?
Well, I'm really proud of those three, and I'll tell you why. Josh played 35 minutes last year, all season. He's playing 35 minutes a game. Neither DeAndre or Darius were in significant games at significant times. We needed those three to step up for us to be what we needed to be. You can't count on freshmen. Our last 9 games where we really played well as anybody in the country. Darius has been double figures. DeAndre has been phenomenal defensively. And Josh has played like one of the best big men in college basketball. And that's why we're here. That's why we won the SEC tournament. I was so happy that Darius was the MVP and Josh was all tournament. Now, those freshmen are very talented. From Brandon to Terrence to Duran, they're 3 of the best freshmen in the country. If there's 5 freshmen that are the best, they're 3 of them. So, but you're right. Without those veteran guys who had to step into different roles than they did a year ago, we're not here playing like we are.
Next question. In front here, please.
Coach, you beat Florida twice, including in the SEC title game. They get the 2 seed, you get the 4. How have you used that with your players this week?
Well, I've tried to tell them don't worry about it. I think Florida deserved a 2 seed. I don't know if a 4th 4 was what we should have gotten, but we did. At the point that it was done, I said we have no control over where they put us or where they place us, whether it's for whatever reason they do it. Doesn't matter. At this point, the only thing we can control is how we play and how we prepare and how focused we are to go into a game. That's it. We have no control over that stuff. Florida deserved a 2 seed because of how they played all year. If they had beaten us in that final game, you would have said easily a 2 seed because we were playing as well as anybody in the country and got them pretty good down there. Everybody's like, well, they shouldn't be a 2 seed. Why? I mean, why do you say that? Could we have gotten a little better seed? Yeah, maybe. But at the end of the day, you got to play the games. And all I told my kids, we don't. The other thing I told them, just so you know, that is not ruining our day. We just won the SEC. So go to a movie, forget about it, don't look at it, don't look who we're enjoying, and I did. I watched a movie, enjoyed the SEC tournament, I had a smile. Next day, I was a little angry. All coaches are when the thing comes out. They're mad at their seed. They're mad at where they're going. They're mad at their pod. Why did they put all these people in there? I knew they'd put us against this guy. They're all, they're doing it on purpose. It's personal. And then the next day, everybody gets over it, and they move on, and you're in the tournament. Let's play.
Let's go right here, please. All right, we'll start.
Hi, Coach. The comment has been made through multiple outlets that I've heard that there isn't a great team in college basketball this year. From the inside, can you evaluate that assessment, and then does it create an opportunity for a team like you have to capitalize?
I don't know why they'd say there's not a great team, and great's, that word is overused. But what I would tell you is there's 4 or 5 teams that have separated from the rest of us. And maybe there's 10 that are all pretty close. And then there's another 30 or 40. But in that 30 or 40, any of those guys can get to the NCAA tournament. Your draw matters, who you have to go up against, because if you're going up against one of those 5 or 6, you got an issue. You better be playing real good to get there. But you can do it. I think there's some outstanding clubs this year. And I think that at the end of the day, this is going to be a crazy tournament. Crazy.
Let's go right here, and then we'll go there.
Right here. Nobody's mentioned Princeton yet, and nobody knows anything about them outside the Ivy League probably, and all the Kentucky fans likely are booking their tickets to New York or looking ahead to West Virginia. How do you prepare your team, and how do you get them prepared for Princeton?
Well, it's just what we did and what I do all the time. We don't show them much tape of anybody we play. They'll see tape at the meal prior to the game. They do not get a scouting report. That's all season. They never get a scouting report. Whatever they get, it's from us. I'm worried about my team. Princeton can beat us. They can beat just about anybody. They shoot it. They're long. How about Princeton's bigger than we are? They got more size than we do. Their guard play is outstanding. Their best player comes off the bench, which I don't know why. They're senior. He's really good, and people are going to find that out. But, again, I worry about our team and what we have to do, or at least get my players to. I'm watching all the tape. My head's spinning with Princeton right now. But I don't want my team's head spinning. I want them to worry about us. If we're not good enough to beat them, playing as well as we can play, then they move on and we don't.
Okay, let's go right here, please.
as somewhat of a follow-up to that.
All right, Coach John Calipari here on the college basketball.
All right, that was John Calipari.